Hello, welcome to Game On, the show that's game for anything except animal cruelty and little parasols in drinks.
I quite like them.
No, you just think you do, they're actually rubbish. Anyway, Nat's away, he's off recording his Christmas album. This is Shelley, you'll notice she is a woman. Please try and control yourselves. Say hello, Shelley.
Hello,
Don't. Coming up in this week's show,
we test the moral compass of Bioshock 2's creative director.
But you have to kill a small girl. And say game over to 2009 with a look at the year to come.
First though, with Christmas just on our doorstep and a whole family to buy for, we're almost in full-on panic mode. Not yet.
Luckily though, Nathaniel's been out doing his research to give you this guide to family Christmas gaming. Now?
No.
Christmas is coming, the goose is frankly nearly cooked. You really should have bought your presents by now. But if you haven't, fear not, said he, for here we present our Christmas guide to family game giving. Let's face it, times are tight. The only person with any real reason to get a new sports car for Christmas is Tiger Woods. Don't panic though, if your dad's teetering on the edge of a midlife crisis, why not just pick him up Forza 3? Forza Motorsport 3 will bring your old man all the excitement of a fast car without the cringe factor of him wearing that leather jacket in public. Far from an over-the-top arcade racer, Forza 3 is driving simulation at its best. The smash hit title boasts an ever-expanding list of cars, already 400 strong, with virtually limitless customization options, and Microsoft are proud of their baby.
Simulation games, you know, they're possibly a turn-off for lots of people. So what we've done is we've pretty much given Forza Motorsport training wheels, or stabilisers as we call them in the UK. So there's lots of layered on assists that make it really easy to pick up and play. But if you're a hardcore gamer and you want it to be, you know, a bit of a punishing experience and feel like a challenge, then it's still the game for you.
There's also never been a better time to purchase the game, as a Christmas onslaught of downloadable content seeks to up the rev count and further revolutionise driving games. I'm not going to say it, she's not going to admit it, but let's face it, Mum's letting herself go a bit. Fortunately for you, we have the perfect way to break it to her. Your Shape is Ubisoft's effort to steal a march on Wii Fit with a newfangled camera that, well, we have no idea how it works. I'll let Ubisoft top dog Murray Pannell explain.
It's been designed specifically for use with a special camera that tracks your movement. So it scans your body, gives your body a sort of overall sort of analysis, and you can then set out various workout programs. You stand in front of the camera and it tracks your movements and it gives you some sort of feedback in terms of how you're doing, and you can really personalize it in terms of, you know, what you want to work on. So I might want to work on my upper body strength, and it'll track your movements and give you some sort of workout regime on that.
Just Dance sees Ubisoft joining the disco party in an attempt to get the girls grooving and the men looking horrifically awkward. Each player, or as I like to think, dancer, grasps a Wii remote as they follow choreographed moves flashing up on the screen. The idea of having a prescriptive dancing game may seem a little contradictory, but as these things go, it's a valiant effort to get players doing a bit of cardio and is clearly aimed at those who enjoy a bit of group fun at a house party. Not like that. Now, we're by no means pigeonholing girl gamers, we're sure they make a headshot just as well as the rest of us, but Just Dance is probably only worth considering for a little sister. Give this to a bloke and he'll sooner dance on your grave. Worse still, he might get into it. If your brother's already busy playing Modern Warfare 2 and you're desperate for something everyone can play, you can always turn to Nintendo. This Christmas, they are quite literally swinging in to save the day, having got the user-friendly gaming interface down to an art form. Thanks to the Wii Motion Plus, on-screen movement now corresponds more closely than ever to actual action, so you should be able to get the wrinklies playing a round of golf without too much coercion. That is, if they're still alive. For the more sturdy-hipped pensioner though, Wii Sports Resort offers a plethora of gaming modes, including a zany flight game for those who have always dreamed of seeing their elders impersonate a chicken.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly.
So there you have it. If Christmas is a game, we've just completed it for you.
People will see me and
That feels so much better.
Now, the year is very nearly over, but don't worry, apparently there's another one coming along after it.
You're not very bright, are you?
Anyway, with the new year comes new games, so strap yourself in and grab your wish list. Here comes Game On's top 10 most wanted for 2010. What do you mean I'm not very bright?
Well, you were surprised to hear that the world might not end this year.
So, it could.
At 10, it's StarCraft 2, the longest awaited sequel since Back to the Future 4, the Brokeback Years. 12 whole years after the original real-time strategy game, Blizzard are returning us to the 26th century for some all-out warfare.
The game is more focused on competitive multiplayer, bundled with a greatly expanded world editor to allow for some out-of-this-world custom mods.
Mods? Is that like mods on the rockers?
No.
Next up at 9, it's another Blizzard title, Diablo 3.
Hero.
In Diablo 3, dark forces continue to threaten the fantasy world of Sanctuary, and it's up to a new breed of heroes to save the day. The last of the 5 playable hero classes has yet to be revealed for Diablo 3, but we do know it will be joining the ranks of the Barbarian, Witch Doctor, Wizard and Monk. You can even pick their genders this time around. Yippee.
Another sequel at 8 now, it's Sin and Punishment 2. Sin and Punishment 2 is one of the Wii's most anticipated titles for 2010, unless of course you live in Japan, in which case you've had it since October.
We're looking forward to Sin and Punishment 2 because unlike most on-the-rail shooters, it includes melee attacks. Nothing like a good old-fashioned pistol whip.
Cataclimbing up to number 7 is World of Warcraft Cataclysm. Since the BlizzCon announcement back in August, hordes of fans have been salivating over Cataclysm, the third expansion pack for the Smash MMORPG series.
That's massively multiplayer online role-playing game for the noobs.
Cataclysm is the third Blizzard title in this top 10 so far, so could 2010 be as much Blizzard's year as 2009 was Activision's?
Not sure. Next! Finishing the trilogy at 6 is God of War 3.
The classical bloodbath was actually one of the most anticipated titles of 2009 before it slowly became apparent it just wouldn't be ready in time. To make up for it though, God of War 3 promises a blistering storyline with a script an impressive 120 pages thick.
How big's the font though?
Oh yeah.
Fate has brought me here.
Prog rockers Dream Theater are also writing an instrumental track, especially for the game, allowing gamers to rock out while dicing undead soldiers with a massive sword. Running around in a bionic suit of armour at 5 is Metroid Other M.
Didn't you used to have one of those?
Yeah, but the shoulder armoured rockets are so passé.
Yep, slinky super armoured Samus Aran is making her return to the Wii sometime next year, blasting through levels of brutal combat the way only a chick with a cannon for an arm can.
Despite sounding like a Slim Shady impersonator, Other M is actually a return to Metroid's gaming roots. It's a more traditional style of gameplay than the recent Prime series. Making friends with intergalactic scumbags at 4 is Mass Effect 2. Commander Shepard is back and making friends with cyberpunk skinhead girls, amongst others, as he tries to get to the bottom of the mysterious disappearance of several human colonies.
How you play the game impacts wildly on the ending you get. Apparently there are even some scenarios where Shepard dies, making him unavailable in Mass Effect 3 should you choose to carry over your save file.
Next, Capcom are sneaking into the final 3 with Lost Planet 2. Set 10 years after the events of the first game, the planet EDN3 has changed dramatically.
You follow your very own customisable snow pirate, which apparently isn't a novelty ice cream, as they try to take over the changing planet.
Most exciting of all is the addition of online 4-player co-op, letting you and your mates enjoy the awesome Lost Planet universe without having to, you know, talk to each other and stuff. Emerging from the sewer but still managing to hit the number 2 spot, it's Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Yep, brace for re-entry because Mario is crash landing into your Wii next year.
Oh.
The astronomical smash hit Mario Galaxy will be returning for more 3D platforming action next year, apparently with almost 100% new material. The Galaxy we fell in love with has been totally overhauled. None of the original worlds will be featuring, instead there'll be brand new ones.
Most exciting of all though, everyone's favourite egg-laying lizard is also making an appearance as Yoshi becomes the first dinosaur in space. Despite Nintendo's family-friendly, anyone-can-play attitude, Super Mario Galaxy will apparently be a very challenging game, much more so than its predecessor.
Given Mario is Nintendo's flagship franchise, does this mean they're returning us to the good old days of gaming, when games weren't so easy? When summers were hot and blue Smarties were actually good?
Snap out of it.
And finally, as a wise crab once sang, under the sea, darling it's better, down where it's wetter, take it from me.
Wise as that crab was though, he'd clearly never been to Rapture.
Yes, Bioshock 2 crams you into a bathysphere and sends you right back to the underwater city, this time with some very interesting twists.
Altruism has taken over Rapture as the brilliant but ruthless Sophia Lamb seizes the city following the fall of Andrew Ryan. The Little Sisters have been reinstated and Rapture now revolves around the idea of the greater good.
Since you spend most of Bioshock 2 killing its inhabitants though, you don't really fit into that scheme and Sophia starts looking down on you most unkindly.
Wake up. Your time for sleeping is over.
The biggest change from the first title is you now play as the first Big Daddy, making you stronger but also letting you dual-wield plasmids.
It's also changed the economy of Rapture itself. You can now adopt Little Sisters as well as harvesting them, taking advantage of their Adam gathering abilities.
Girls gather.
There's no word yet on whether we've really heard the last of Andrew Ryan though, so we'll have to wait until the 9th of Feb to find out.
Make me a cup of tea, would you kindly?
Uh-oh, I hear something bad.
So there you have it. Game On's most anticipated game of 2010 is officially Bioshock 2.
Talking of Bioshock 2, we caught up with its creative director Jordan Thomas this week. He's the man officially in charge of the most morally challenging game ever, making you choose between becoming a little girl's dad or snapping her spine in two. We decided then to try and get inside Jordan's head and work out just how immoral he really is.
So we'll start small. You're very hungry. You can either have a sandwich now, or you and your best friend can have one, but you have to wait 2 hours.
Eat my best friend.
You just straight up eat your best friend.
That's right, nice and simple.
Okay, secondly, you are in a pub, someone leaves, and after about 20 minutes, you can't run after them, you realise they've left a guitar in a case. It's got a note that says if you return it to them, you'll get a £20 reward, but you know for a fact this guitar will fetch at least 200 on eBay. What do you do?
This one would better be asked of somebody who was either desperate for a badass guitar or who could stomach the usernames on eBay. But I'll try to answer it seriously. I would return the guitar.
Turning to your own work, either you keep going with the Bioshock franchise, you can keep pitching to 2K, and maybe, you know, after, let's say, one more sequel, they decide it's run its course and they're not going to do it anymore, or you can sign up for the next 3 right now, but as a result, they're going to axe their NBA series and the Sid Meier games immediately. No more of those.
Personally, you're asking specifically about whether I would allow the franchise to continue, but at the cost of other...
You can ensure the future of Bioshock for at least the next 3 games if you axe 2 franchises.
I think, you know, I'm motivated enough by originality that I would probably be onto something else by then.
You buy a scratch card, you scratch it off and you've won £5, but then you see in the small print you can boost that £5 to 5 million, but you have to kill a small girl.
Wait a minute now. What are you trying to turn the tables? No, I guess I'm just not particularly motivated by money, you know. So.
She does have weird eyes.
But I would show her. By the way, you owe me.
I'd have killed the girl.
That's just disturbing. Well, that's it from me and Shelley. All that talk of Sophia Lamb has made me hungry. If you want to see more of her and less of me,
understandable,
check out the Showbiz 411 by clicking here, assuming I remember to add the annotation.
More gaming garbage next week. Emerging from the sewer but still managing to hit the #2 spot, it's... It's not that.
Yeah. I love that game.
It's awesome.
Just thinking about it, are there any non-egg-laying lizards? That was quite a stupid thing for me to write into the script, really. Given Mario is Nintendo's flagship franchise.
Nothing I like more than a flagship.